Hey, what's going on, family? We're here again, another Wednesday, and we're about to we're about to get the show started real quick. Before we get to it, as always, just a quick check in, see how everybody's doing on this wonderful Wednesday. Starting with you, Lynn. How are you today?
It's good. No complaints. Week is moving along. It's moving fast,
Yeah, it is.
but everything is good. I enjoyed the Seahawks win on Sunday. I enjoyed the halftime show.
Yes, that part. That
Uh,
part.
and now I get to see everybody's version of what happened and how they feel and how un-American it was, or how
Oh Lord.
all this other uh, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I said this a couple of weeks ago about the United States. Um, some people just think North America is America,
Oh yeah.
and it's not. It's Canada, it's the United States, it's Mexico. Then there's a Central America, and then there's a South America. We share that word America with a few places.
Yeah.
And some people have it in their head like we own the word America. We don't. So I thoroughly enjoyed Bad Bunny and his story, his journey, the wedding.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, I said Mark Anthony.
Oh Lord.
Stephanie gonna kill me. Ricky Martin. I was hoping Mark Anthony would make a appearance.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And you know what somebody suggested people do? Watch the performance again without any sound.
Okay. Okay.
And then when you don't hear any noise, now you just you evaluate it with the visual. And you can say, oh man, that looks like a street. Oh, that looks like a taco truck on the street, like a hot dog truck on the streets of New York. All that good stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Got it. Deuce will be joining us a little bit later. He's
Okay.
still dedicated, motivated, and dedicated, all the other good stuff.
You working with NATO tonight?
I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. Look, NATO's not looking at us too fondly right now. I can tell you that. So, but
I know it's not my turn, but you know what I have also been enjoying?
What's
These
that?
hearings.
Oh,
The yelling
yeah.
in these hearings is like, whoa, what happened to? Yeah, it sounds like Thanksgiving, and people arguing over who voted for who.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you something that I did not know about Secretary Bessent, Scott Bessent. I did not know that he was a gay married man.
Mm.
And the reason why I say that is there is legislation in his home state that could actually undo.
Void his marriage?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's being pushed forth by the party that it's being pushed forth by the Republicans of his home state.
What state?
I want to say South Carolina. It was one of the Carolinas, I believe. South Carolina.
I knew it was in the South.
Yeah. And so that puts him in a position that if the legislation gets passed, he has to go to a blue state.
Yeah, it's a good thing he's in the United States of America.
Absolutely.
We can just like open up the country like a map, like a menu, and decide, I think I want to live here.
Yeah.
Because here they don't do this, that, and the other.
Yeah. I just found it. I was taken a bit aback by his drive to continue to work in the fashion that he has for the administration, uh, knowing that his administration is not, particularly Stephen Miller, does not promote his lifestyle choices, which is why he was not seen at the Christian, what was it, Christian National Convention or the prayer breakfast. They Westmored him.
Mm.
So
Well, you heard about what happened with that, though.
yeah,
So all the governors more can't come. We ain't coming. And Trump invited them all back. He included them.
wow, that's just a low thing to do.
Shows you he can't do whatever he wants to do.
No,
All you got to do is stand up to him and crack him in the jaw. And I saw Taco again today for the first time, and it's true.
yeah.
Come on, Rich.
How's your week gone so far?
Let's get to it. It's not about me. Let's get to it.
Got it. It's always about you. It's always about you.
You know what? One of these days I'm gonna come on here and it's gonna be about me.
All right. I ain't mad at it.
I'm a hijack the show.
Hey, we'll do an interview. That's all right. That's right up my alley. So I was doing a little bit of digging and doing a little bit of listening and a little bit of reading and scrolling through multiple different social media platforms, looking at multiple different news outlets, as it were. And I came across something that struck me a bit sideways, as it were. Now, the question that I'm going to start out with on the panel is, if I tell you, hey, you got a nice house over there, and as your neighbor, we've been able to share in the plentiful appraising and watching our houses increase in value, the change and shift in the neighborhood getting better. I tell you, I want to build an extension onto your house. I not only do I want to build an extension onto your house, but I want to build an extension that's going to assist you if you have any family members that aren't able to get around. So we'll make it mobile for you. If you have family members that are not able to to pay their rent, you'll have a room somewhere for them as well. I want to build this for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do much of anything. Matter of fact, I want your input on this additional part of your house. I want your input. Let me know what you think about it. And let's get it built. What would y'all say to that idea? And it doesn't matter how big the structure is. You get to decide that. But Rich, what would you say if I said, hey, I just want to build this structure, this additional structure onto your house?
I don't know. I mean, what do the laws say for that city or county or state?
We're just talking about your house. Just talking about your house.
What does the law say for that particular city, county, or state?
And it's all legit. It's all legal. We're doing it according to code.
Yeah. Was the house in the city? Is it in the county, or is it out in the country?
It's wherever you want your house to be.
No, I need more. Okay,
so let's say your house is out. It's out in the county, right? And it's amongst the more pristine houses, and we're trying to get your house to increase in value, because I know if your house increases in value, my house is going to increase in value automatically.
I don't know. That's tricky. I don't know.
Why would that be tricky?
Because I would, this is one of the few times where I'd have to be like, Deuce, I'm gonna need more information. And because it's too it can go too many different ways. So you say out in the county, but county it should be less restricted than the city. Now, if you go out there in the country on your own property, you know,
Okay.
building your resistance
Yeah.
movement
Yeah.
against America. For example, you down in southern Missouri,
Right.
you know, you can say, well, you know, I don't allow no blacks on my land. It's against my religious beliefs. And I want to build a bomb shelter that's already built. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so let's say it's in the country. Let's say you've got a bit of a compound in the country already. You've already got land underneath your feet,
All right.
and I just wanna build with you.
Well,
You do
I have
whatever
to
you
ask
want.
you, you know, are you part of the same? Are we of the same like minds that we belong to the same groups? I'd have to have. I need more information.
Yeah,
He's
it's
your
all right.
neighbor.
Yeah, I'm a neighbor.
He's your neighbor.
I'm a neighbor.
Yeah,
Y'all
well,
cool again.
I want to see you succeed. I need you to do it. Matter of fact,
you know, neighbor,
my
I looked across the street. I didn't see too many dark-skinned black folks across the street. I saw a lot of brown skin, but not enough darks. I saw one or two.
Well, then let's move somewhere where we get around people like us, and then I'll still have that same offer for you. I got that same deal.
So now he wants you in Baldwin Hills.
You know what? When it comes to people building onto their homes and stuff, I don't have much to say because it can go either way. Sometimes you want a homeowner association to keep people from acting a fool when they build. And then sometimes you say, why do I need a homeowner association? If the people around me are high quality, then we police ourselves. We don't need a homeowners association.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
But not getting too far into the weeds, right?
Right.
And I'm building this extension with you in mind, and it's whatever you need, whatever you want, as long as it's moral, it's scrupulous. It's
Are you my blood relative? You my blood relative?
Nope. I'm just a neighbor.
Hold on. So you're not my blood relative. We ain't
No.
committed the crime in the street and served time in the federal penitentiary or the state penitentiary. You haven't come into my life at a crucial moment and played a significant role in my life. So you're just my neighbor.
I'm your neighbor, right? And we have a neighborly duty with each other. You know, we help each other. If I see somebody walking up to your door that I don't think needs to be there, I'm
Right.
going to intervene, right? And
But
you'll do the same
You
thing
want
for
to
my
build
house.
on something that's going to help me. You want to build something onto your house that's going to help me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's going to help him too.
Yeah, it's going to help me.
It's going to help him.
Okay. Well, this is
Matter of fact, you find the contractor. You get the contractor. And
so what are you building onto your house that's
So
going to
now
help
you just financing it. You're not going to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
So what are you building onto your house that's going to help me and help you?
If I know that your property value is going to increase by adding this wing, because my place is already fine.
All right. So Richard, I mean, I'll answer.
Okay.
Richard,
Yeah.
He needs some more time. Swimming pool with a grotto.
Sure.
Bet. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build it. Build me a swimming pool with a grotto. It's going to raise the value of my property.
Absolutely.
And you'll benefit from that raising as well. So yeah.
Now, when you build this for Lynn, this swimming pool with this grotto, does he still maintain 100% ownership rights?
We might split some of it.
Oh, I got to share. I got to give up part of the pool.
I mean, so at least I'll be able to use it.
What?
Right?
You're gonna use it too?
All right, now you mean taking a dip by yourself, or you mean having a pool party?
No, yeah, having a pool party. It's not exclusive just to me whenever I want to.
So these people who come so
party.
you're building this pool on Lynn's property that's going to increase his property, and then you're going to have a pool party. Now these people come to the pool party. Are they legal immigrants? Are they undocumented immigrants?
It's all got to be legal. It's all got to be legal.
No, the people who come to the pool party.
All legal.
And I
So
still
hold
have-
on, they coming to my spot like they voting, so they got to have government ID.
Okay, hey, that's fine.
To come into the garage.
I'd still have to adhere to any rules that you set forth. Any rules that you have, I've got to adhere to that still. I can't just come in willy-nilly and colonize in the place just because I might have put some money on it. I can't do that.
Well, hold on. So I'm trying to see where you're going with this.
Okay, so I'll get to the let's get to the goal. Let's get to the goal. So Canada has constructed a bridge from Canada through to Detroit.
You mean they constructed it paying the cost, but they didn't use, but Detroit paid for the U.S. Steel? You mean that?
No.
Yeah.
They, as from what I read, Canada foot the bill for this. Now with American workers, American steel as well.
Okay.
It's
right.
done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, really? Is it the same place where that tunnel is?
I think it's not in the exact same spot, but it's close. Yeah.
Tunnel adjacent.
Yep, tunnel adjacent. So Canada has built this bridge. No out-of-pocket expenses for America. Canada does still own the rights to the bridge. It's Canada's bridge, and it lands in Detroit. But that doesn't mean that Canada can come into Detroit and do whatever they want to.
You don't own anything. Well, you don't.
Is there
own...
a toll?
There is a toll. There are tolls on that bridge.
Who does the toll money go to?
I got to go back and check, but I believe it's going to go back to Canada, and that might be one of the ways that they begin to settle the debt that they might have put themselves in from building the bridge.
If you build something in another country and then that country reneges on you, that's on you.
I don't disagree with that point.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that point. But
if Canada paid for all this that you're claiming, and now President Trump says that he's going to block it for whatever reason. Well, Canada, what can you do? It ain't like you have some nuclear weapons. You don't have no nuclear capability. You can't put the fear of God into us.
Well, before we go extreme, let's go back a little bit, right? Because
Richard, I want you to throw hands before you start shooting.
Right.
Before you pull out the briefcase and turn both keys.
Right.
Can we throw hands? Can we do that?
No diplomacy whatsoever. We just getting after it. We just gonna get down with the get down.
Okay.
So the question that I have is, first off, because it is in Detroit, what say does President Trump have over it?
It's on U.S. soil. He has a lot to say. If he doesn't want to do it,
just because it's on U.S. soil, does that mean directly that he has to intervene in that project?
If he wants to, for national security.
Okay, I'm going to.
If illegal activity occurs on said bridge,
national security.
Which law enforcement agency would that be? Would be a border control?
Well, it all depends for national security. So it could be Department of Homeland Security.
Would it be Detroit Police? Would it be Michigan State?
It'd be all that. Whatever the president says. So if the president says it's for national security, take me to court. I'm the lawyer for the president. And the Supreme Court's going to rule in my favor 7 out of 10 times.
I don't know if that's the way that works, though.
It would work that way.
I don't know, because there's no eminent domain that's being held.
It doesn't matter. He can claim it. Just take it to the United States Supreme Court. Let's just roll the dice.
I think he'd have an issue with the governor or the mayor of that town before he just says that I'm going to do
national security. He's got to protect the majority of the people. Elected Donald Trump to protect the American public, and so we could be facing terrorism, illegal immigration. We could be facing anything coming across that bridge. And so, if he wanted to claim that, hey, this is a threat to our national security, file a lawsuit. Let's go to court and let's see what happens.
I understand the file a lawsuit part, but I don't think he can just. Let me be careful when I say this.
Yes, he can.
I mean, let me. Yeah, so
anybody can file a lawsuit.
I know he can file the lawsuit, absolutely. But what I mean is, if this deal was conducted through the leadership in Detroit, right? It was conducted with the leadership in Detroit as well as Canadian leadership. What ownership does Trump have with that whatsoever?
He's the president of the most powerful country on earth. That's what y'all tell me. He can do what he want to do. And y'all tell me that he doesn't follow what the y'all tell me he does what he wants and he doesn't follow what the Congress says. So he can do what he want to do. And this is another situation. But he got elected to be himself. And my thing is this. Like you said, when they built the bridge, they named it the Gordie Howe International Bridge for people who are watching. That's what they named it. They named it after a Canadian. So the Canadian said, we're going to build it on your territory. We're going to name it after one of ours. And we want you to open this bad boy up when it's time. And so if Trump says, well, I don't want to open it up because my friend, who's a billionaire, he's got another bridge and he's making money off these two locations, Detroit and Ontario. I'm not going to open it up on time. I'm going to delay it out, let my friend keep making his money.
Okay, yeah. So don't go too far ahead of where we are right now. We just
I'm just saying, just throwing it hypothetically. There's no proof that.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying hypothetically. But you know what? I could have some business deals. I could be talking to President Trump right now, and I can say, don't open up that bridge yet. Not yet.
Sure.
But sure. Canada can't do anything. You go and build something in a foreign country, and then they elect the wrong president. Just ask which countries in Africa, I can't remember which ones, tried to run out all the white people. They said, we're taking our land back that you took from us. South Africa is one example.
Yeah.
You came and colonized us, and then we ran you off the land. Now you talking about now you talking about discrimination. When you came down here on the whole fact that you were racially superior, let you tell it. So if you build something in another country, then that country elects the wrong leadership. Well, hold on a second. Ask Venezuela. Oh my God. Just go back and ask Hugo Chavez.
Yeah.
He ran those American companies out of there. He nationalized the oil, I believe. Mm-hmm. So that's on Canada. You built that bridge. That's on you. So you can't use that.
I think Gretchen Whitmer should go ahead and file a lawsuit on behalf of Michigan. Keep that bridge open. They can do that, right?
No, they haven't opened it yet. They haven't opened it at all yet.
Well, if he tries to block it, drop that lawsuit. Go and start prepping it right now.
Where we don't control our own border. That was the issue.
Huh?
Mark Block 7581. That's a great point.
That's a very valid point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And why did they build this?
So what's the problem? To ease traffic flow, shipping. It's mainly for like transportation of goods. Yeah. So what issue do we have with the Canadian border?
Well, we don't know yet because right now
we don't know. We don't already know the issue we have with the Canadian border, but
because we have so many issues at the southern border because all the quote illegals are coming across the.
Well, there's no issue down there anymore. There's no issue.
No. Yeah, there's not.
You got people. You have 0 people crossing the southern border.
Thank you for reminding me.
0.
Thank you for reminding me. So now
Jose the Coyote is out of business.
Right. So that took us
0 crossings.
So that took us 6 months to a year to secure the southern border.
Right.
Now we can work on the northern border.
Ever again.
That's a tough sale.
So you have to always stay vigilant now. That's like saying,
No. It went from millions of people flooding in over the Rio Grande to 0. Just like that.
Well, now we have to focus on the northern border now. So, and not just in Detroit, because I think we have.
Do you need a passport when you go over this bridge?
Yes, you do, I believe. Yes, because of 9/11.
You need a passport with the tunnel.
Visa, some type of a visa or something, I believe. I got to go back and check that out.
Right. But because of 9/11, you need a passport to go. Before you need a passport for Canada or Mexico, but because of 9/11, you need a passport anytime you leave American soil.
No, because I had a few. When I would visit Detroit, I'd sometimes get offered, "Hey, let's go over to whatever that immediate casino city is right outside the tunnel."
Yeah.
And I didn't have my passport with me, so I would have been in trouble.
What year was this?
Oh, this was early 2000s.
Maybe they hadn't passed it, but after
9/11, it was post 9/11.
After 9/11, within a couple of years, they said if you leave American soil, and this is before they start with your real ID, we want you to have a passport. You're going to start. U.S. is going to start requiring a passport.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So And that was one of the big deals about 9/11, in my opinion, was all that traveling between the border. They was going to start requiring documentation. And even I think they even start verifying at DMVs across the nation. When you go in there try to get a driver's license, I believe they're going to verify that social security number.
All right, so this is a question I have off the subject a little bit. So if you take the channel from England to France, do you need papers?
I think you do. I think you do, because when I was over there, God, hold on. When I was over there, they would let military cross between the different countries with our military ID.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was a civilian married to us, I think they wanted them to have their passport.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They stopped it.
Yeah, like so we got people going out now, and they need passports. Some of them need passports to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I think Korea is an exception, but you
South
have the orders.
South
Yeah. Hey, if you're going to North Korea, that's a whole nother thing.
China. Yeah, so I can load up my trunk with some stuff.
Wait a minute. China wants to bring goods to Canada and bypass the tariff laws.
Yeah.
So the EVs. Which I'm for it. I will buy one of those cheap EVs that's better than the Tesla.
You know what? I'm not going to disagree with Mark Block 7581, but China imports so much to us that if they thought they could go through Canada and get it brought over on that bridge, it would overload that bridge, because I'm pretty sure China sends stuff. I know here on the West Coast, those big old Chinese boats that come over to NorCal up there in San Francisco, they're just humongous barges of goods. And that's just in NorCal up here. So I don't know. Maybe he's right on that.
I don't think it's just going to be across the bridge, though. I think the bridge is just another access point.
And so that's I agree with that. There's something wrong with my settings. I'm looking at something and it feels off. That's why I'm looking back and forth and I'm being quiet, because something looks off. I'll fix it though. But so there is one bridge currently, and this is where Rich was going with that, right? Because there currently is one bridge that's owned by, there we go. That's what was off. I don't know why that wasn't up there. My goodness. All right, we got it. But it's owned by one of his billionaire buddies that may or may not be in the Epstein files. He might not be. He might be. I don't know. But he did talk to somebody that was mentioned in those files. So after the billionaire had a meeting with Lutnick, right? Soon thereafter, a truth was posted on to social media about the bridge. Right. And so this is what seems to be a common thread, whether it be something like a pardon, a tariffs on a country, taking leaders, wanting Greenland, or any just about anything that's been motivated by this administration. If a billionaire, hell, somebody, we had a billionaire that donated $250,000 to a campaign and was running the country for a few months, right? He was just having a damn good time with chainsaws on stages. And what was our president doing? But once a billionaire mentioned something becoming an issue, then we start seeing a lot of these different tunnels being dug. Same thing happened in this case. That bridge brings in over $300 million. That's revenue.
A year or a year?
I want to say at least a year, at the very least.
Which bridge are you talking about? The new bridge that hasn't been opened yet, the Gordon Howe International?
No, the bridge that's there now. The bridge that they have there now.
Okay.
And so that bridge would end up having competition, which touches a billionaire's bottom line.
Yeah. And that shows you when it talks about in the Bible about how hard it is for a rich man to get to heaven, because the man's going to still make his money. And the truth be told, he's so concerned about losing any type of money that he'll do anything to prevent any type of competition. So, but on one hand, in this country, we brag about we're Americans. We like capitalism, and capitalism in parentheses means competition. But the minute a billionaire in this country gets a certain influence on the market, now he doesn't want no competition because now he can become the cartel. So on one side of his mouth, he talks about capitalism, pulling yourself up with your bootstraps and all that. But on the next minute, he's trying to control competition. And then he has to use big government to help him control it, or state government, whoever tells him what he wants to hear or what she wants to hear. But it's usually a man. Then that's what he does. And that's one of the character faults of the Republican Party. One of their faults.
So it's a movement of competition that you're saying that they are afraid of?
They're trying to limit, listen to this. They're trying to limit competition the same way that the NFL and the NBA, when they limit those salary caps, when they institute the salary caps. So on 1 minute, all those owners, and I'm willing to bet you that 90%, at least 90% of them in the NFL are Republicans. They believe in a free market, so they can make all the money they can. But when it comes to playing those players, oh no, we'll cap what you make.
So then they don't believe in a free market. They believe in a socialistic society.
No, they believe in a free market as long as it benefits them, that they're in control. So what they really believe in is a cartel. That's what they really believe in.
And cartels essentially are socialistic experiments.
Okay. So for all our viewers who have their own definitions on these words that we're using, all I'm simply saying, when a rich person tells you they believe in capitalism, but the minute you try to really compete with them, now they try to slow you down. No, they believe in a cartel. They want to have control. Rich people, wealthy people want to have control. Period.
A monopoly?
You beat me to it, Lynn.
So when I say cartel, I mean monopoly. So, those NFL owners who I know are Republican, 90% of them, they want to make as much money as possible. Hence, Bad Bunny, you get on out there and do what you got to do and bring us that money. We don't care. And if Trump don't like you, screw Trump. We're going to still make our money because we're going to maximize our money. But to all our laborers,
halftime though.
To all of our laborers, most of them are African American. Oh, we're going to cap what you can make because we can't afford to pay you too much. But the market can pay us anything that we can dictate to the market.
And that's
why the hypocrisy.
Yeah, and that's why I say billionaires and multimillionaires do not believe in capitalism for themselves. They believe there's a sense of socialism that they believe in and that they practice. Everybody else, us at the bottom, we have to engage in capitalism, and sometimes it's rawest form, right?
Well, but when you say capitalism at the top or socialism, no, they believe in a monopoly.
Right.
But and so even monopoly a form of socialism?
Yes, absolutely. If you have a monopoly over an industry, those who own that monopoly, they are working inside of a system of socialism. They're not working, but they're getting everything from everybody else. They're not sharing. So their experience and their experiment is totally different than ours. Well, capitalism involves somebody having to work for something. Socialism is everybody else working for.
Wait a minute.
Their greater good is that you all are working for us so that we can maintain our lifestyle. That's a form of socialism. But everybody else has to practice capitalism at the end of the day because we got to get in where we fit in.
So what I would say is, when Lynn called it a monopoly and I called it a cartel, because the NFL basically will not allow. I saw that NFL was fake. The NFL will not allow.
What does that mean? NFL is fake.
He can explain it himself. He can. Hey, so my man's always welcome up here. That's my guy right there.
So in other words, what he's saying is, when the NFL is fake, they're promoting that we believe in all these great values, but they're really lying. They're a cartel, and they're not going to allow another person to create a professional football organization. They're going to crush you at every end. And that cartel is very similar to the Federal Reserve System.
Oh, okay. Lynn, where you at with this?
I'm not here. I'm still stuck on the NFL is fake. You know,
Okay.
The NFL just, in my opinion, built something where you can't go up against them. I remember I was at an NFL presentation one time, and they had a seesaw. And on one side of the seesaw was the NFL badge. And on the other side of the seesaw was every other sport known to man, including the Olympics. And all those symbols were up in the air. And the NFL side of the seesaw was on the ground. And guess what? See, scripted to me is an IQ test. You don't want to get me going on scripted.
So
because I'm the SAG carrying card member of this band. And when you carry a SAG card, that's all you work with is scripts.
Well, wait a minute. So when Mark Block 7581 says, if fascism ever comes to America, it will come in the name of liberalism, Ronald Reagan. That quote by Ronald Reagan, if that is the true quote by him, he's not exactly wrong for Mark Block 7581 to quote Ronald Reagan. That's not totally wrong.
And Richard, Mark Block has requested that you not include the numbers, just the
okay.
The name is fine.
Okay. Well, I try to, be very.
I just want to let you know he would prefer.
He did say.
Did he say that? Don't say 75.
He said that in the comments. I saw it.
Yeah.
So when somebody says, "Call me X," I just want to.
You know what's funny? Hey, you know what's funny about that? Hey, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Listen to this. You know what's so funny about 7581 though? When I add up those numbers, 7 and 5 is 12. 12 and 8, I think is 20, isn't it? 20?
It is. 20.
And then 1 is 21. But yet I'm 7437 and I'm 21 as well. So it appears that Mark Block and we share the number 21 as our sum, because that's when you go to the casino and you hit that blackjack. So Mark Block, we're on the same page. All right. With that being said, this country says one thing, but it's truly something else. So when you talked about last year in 25, about the government said we want to limit big government. We don't want big government to limit society. We don't want big government to be a hindrance. But the minute President Trump wants to do something, he used the big government, and all these state Republicans, all these proud state Republicans will back him up. But if there was a Democrat saying that, they'd be just the opposite. That's the hypocrisy of the Republican Party. But you can also find that in the Democratic Party. So when it comes to this bridge, he can say, we're going to shut this bridge down. But now, if it was a Republican governor and there was a Democratic president saying that, they say, what about state rights? And you're trying to interfere, and we're going to file a lawsuit. What about our state rights? See, this is how you know that both of these organizations are really part of the same monster. And the monster is not just trying to create fascism, what the monster is really trying to create, using both parties, is one truly world government with no border and no hard currency. That's what they're trying to create. And so both of them will do their part going towards the final solution.
You know what, Richard? Something just popped in my head. Do you remember that cartoon back in the day where there was a sheepdog and Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah.
And they would punch in at the same clock. And at the clock, they was buddy.
Yes.
And then once they went to their separate ways, sheepdog went to protect the sheep and the coyote was trying to steal them, and they was beating each other up all day. And then at the end of the day, they would be, see you tomorrow, friend, and punch out. That's what you're describing. That's the game of politics. That's the game of politics.
I have to do that on that, because that's absolutely,
that's amazing. Yeah, that's a great.
And when I was a kid, That didn't make sense to me. It didn't. That's why I guess I held on to it. I'm like, well, hold on. Why are they buddy? And then they go, and then the next, whatever, the work day, they're trying to kill each other. Yeah. And then at the end of the work day, they're buddy again.
Well, if you notice,
it didn't make logical sense to me.
If you notice, a lot of people, politicians usually will win, not just from lobbyist money, but which politician can offer you the most sincerity that you can feel it? And so most people say the politicians are not sincere. It's just the front, like they did today with Pam Bondi. She went back at them, they went at her, and they were going back and forth, and they were yelling at each other. Woo. And me personally, when I see people yelling and acting a fool like that, it doesn't bother me none. Because if they got up there and were really too professional, I don't want to see that either.
Oh, what? So you don't want someone to ask the question and then have the person that got the question to just answer the question? You don't think
no, I didn't say that.
Efficient and effective?
No.
What she should have done was memorized her binder versus having the binder passed to her, flip it to a page. Where's the page where I'm going to roast Jay Glass? Oh.
You know what? I tell you what. I am not going to criticize her because that binder was, I know about binders, and that binder was thick. And when you go up there and you know you're working for a person that will fire you like that, you better have that binder in front of you because he's probably already signed off on all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, when they say this, go on and do this and do that. And so she's trying to keep her job. I don't blame Pam Bondi.
So are you saying that at the end of the day, if there were any investigations as to whether or not President Trump and Stephen Miller have or had things for them to say that is actually scripted? I mean, Kristi Noem kind of pointed to that last week, a couple of weeks ago, right? Then that binder would be part of evidence that could be looked at.
I think that binder was mainly just insults on the people that were going to be questioning her.
I agree with that also.
Most of the binder, it may have had,
if you have a boss,
illustrations or whatever.
If you have a boss that likes to have his way or her way,
I won't have that boss.
Okay. I'm just saying, if you accepted a job where your boss likes to have things his way or her way and can fire you within a drop of a dime, you better figure out what they want 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if that means having your staff put together a binder and then you show your boss, hey, this is how we're going to clown so-and-so. And he looks and says, good enough. Now you off to the races. Because if you don't do that and you say something he doesn't like, you won't be the attorney general. You'll be out of there.
Well,
I get it.
I don't get it. And so I had an investigation. Let me pull back. I had an inspection, right? We had a physical security inspection, and the result of it was we failed horribly, right? And I was looking like, wait a minute, there's no way we should have failed this. I've had all of my inventories collected and gathered. This ain't my first rodeo. I've got everything locked up. I've got the gate locked. We don't have a vault, so we don't have weapons. We have what's called PII, and we have pilferable equipment. But I made sure that it was within AR 190-11, AR 190-15, AR 710-4, right? All those regulations that we used to govern physical security and help with certain different aspects. Everything was in order, right? And so I'm looking through the sheet, and I said, hey, I don't agree with this. How did this happen? And so the guy began to explain to me. He said, well, I walked around y'all's fence line, your perimeter. I said, well, we don't own the fence line. You do understand that, right? The perimeter belongs to installation. And so I can show you the work orders for any type of any breaks or anything that's not correct on the fence where we put in a work order so that DPW can come out and fix it. He's like, well, you might have had some things. Oh, okay, that's fine. So I don't understand how I felt. He was like, well, I got in y'all's fence then I pushed open one of your doors to your warehouse. I said, "Why did you go in my warehouse? That's theft, man. That you breaking and entering. I've got MREs in there. I've got other equipment in there that I got to get shipped out, right? But it really wasn't secure." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna just go with what you're saying right now." And then, I walked around your whole compound and I did this and I did that. I did this. I said, yeah, so everything that you said that you did is not a part of the physical security checklist, right? Climbing up on a roof and jumping down into a hole isn't a part of the physical security checklist. And he said something to me that I never actually got into because that's not who I am. He said, well, if you want to catch a criminal, you got to think like a criminal. I said, I ain't no damn criminal. How can I think like a criminal if I'm not a criminal? How am I going to place myself in that situation? Right now, if you say, hey, if you want to learn how to play the trumpet, you got to put yourself in the mindset of a musician and you got to take lessons. I got that. But there aren't any classes that I can take to become a criminal. Ish.
Wow.
Let me say ish. Becoming a politician.
The streets.
Wait, hold on. Yes,
right.
Right.
The streets. Yeah. But what I'm saying essentially is, if every action that they have to take is in a position of defense a position to dig in, as if they're getting grilled because they're working for criminals.
Right.
It's their issue and fault that they know they're working for criminals, so now they've had to shift and begin to think like criminals.
So let me respond to that. Number one, America did not think that Donald Trump was criminal enough to not get reelected. That's the first.
That doesn't make it not true.
Let me tell you something.
He was still a criminal.
Hold on a second. When I hear people talk like that, that's why when people watch this show, they'll think that we're a liberal show and we're not. When you keep saying these things, when half of America says that all that stuff he went through was a political witch hunt, it was not truly based on fact.
Still on the books.
Richard.
Doesn't matter. Hold on, wait a minute.
I sent you a dossier today.
Hold on a second. Because I want to get to Janelle Aquino's point here. But that's the point I want to get to. Too many black men have gone to prison for crimes they didn't commit. And when white people tell me, well, if you guys didn't commit these crimes, why do you keep going to jail? Y'all keep catching these convictions because they're based off of racism, based off of poor representation of a public defender. So that same mindset we have about our own black men going to jail for crimes. Slow down. Going to jail for crimes that they didn't commit. I keep that same mindset.
Yeah.
I won't be prejudiced. And so I want all the white people on here to hear me say this. That same mindset that I have to defend for black men who get exonerated after spending 25 to 30 years in prison. I keep that same mindset of equality and fairness because I believe that President Trump was politically persecuted. And that wasn't right. So with that same mindset, I would now jump to Janice Aquino. I'm sorry, I sacrificed my job to bring down a pedophile. Janelle, you are correct. A lot of people feel like you, Janelle. I tried to tell the host of this podcast months ago this situation would go away. He said it would. I said, you're wrong. This situation has not gone away.
What situation? Epstein?
So here, let me see if I can lock this down in 20 seconds.
Epstein ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Epstein doesn't need...
Right.
Epstein needs absolutely nothing.
Hold on. You're wrong, Deuce. But let me see if I can lock this down in 20 seconds.
America's showing us that we're wrong.
Because I want to address Janelle Aquino about this because she's right. The reason why they won't release all the names, because what would happen is you would get exposed to how just ruthless these powerful men.
Rich, it doesn't matter. They released thousands of names.
Oh, no, they have not. No, they have not.
A lot of names. Trump is in a lot of those names, a lot of those correspondence.
Okay.
Name one person that's been questioned about the Epstein files. Who's in the Epstein files?
The Tish, the owner of the Giants, co-owner of the Giants. Tish.
Who?
Lodnick was questioned.
Yeah, Lodnick, he went there too.
And then, hold on. Did you hear what he said?
What
he was there on the island with his kids.
And his wife.
And he doesn't remember exactly why he was there.
And Was he tried, convicted, arrested?
No,
but you said you just
right.
said nobody's been.
Right, you're right.
Lynn,
You gave me one person.
No, I gave you Tish. I gave you Tish. I gave you Tish, the co-owner of the Giants. I gave you Andrew.
My next question.
Prince Andrew. No. You wanted to open this?
No. I got more than one question. Can a man not have more than one question?
All I was simply trying to do was address Janelle. Janelle, just stay with me, Janelle, because Deuce wants to give me your opinion. I'm just trying to address Janelle Quino.
I agree with her point. I agree with her point. I'm saying the Epstein files don't mean anything. No one's going to court.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Deuce,
if this was a different administration, heads would be
being gone 2 weeks, I'm glad you could make it back. You're making it back, flying and throwing punches. Go Army. Great. But you're talking to Air Force. See, you're talking to Air Force.
From up high, you can tell that no one's going to trial over this.
Hold on a second.
You can tell no one's going to
hold on. This is where Lynn is right. First of all, like the bridge to nowhere, you don't know where this is going to end because no one thought that Prince Andrew would lose his title. That was such an embarrassment.
That was in the UK.
Huh?
That's the UK, not America.
Right. And the
hold
Queen
on a
did
second.
that.
All right. Now.
Not America.
Hold on a second. See, you're so quick to talk about what ain't going to happen. But see, Bill Cosby caught a case when they had already promised him in his deposition nothing was going to happen, and he's caught
black in America.
Okay, Harvey Weinstein caught a case, unless you're saying they was out to get him because he was Jewish. Okay,
say it, dude. So, he's Jewish. Say it.
No. I said some people are saying that just happened.
Was he connected to Trump? I don't. I feel like
no. Wait a minute.
Trump wasn't in the the time out the Me Too. Trump wasn't involved in the Me Too movement. No,
hold on. Janelle Quino. See now we got Janelle talking. Now Janelle said economy would collapse if they prosecuted all the guilty parties. She's not completely wrong.
But let it collapse.
That supports my point.
Let it.
That supports my point.
Let it be like a black hole dropped in the middle of it, and all of it got sucked into the gravitational pull to where it had to feel the spaghetti effect, and it couldn't even let them all. Every last one of them. Every last one.
Mark Block, I'm trying to represent your strong, knowledgeable opinions. He just put up this latest
opinion. Because I want to make sure that we're clear. I am not against the one I'll sacrifice my job to bring down a pedo. I'm on that 1,000%. What I am saying very clearly, I'm articulating here. What I'm saying is Epstein, the weight that everyone thought this file would have has not shown up
yet.
That's all I'm saying.
Yet.
Then why is it taking so long? Because
once I give you the that's it. Yeah.
Who's leading the prosecution? Shouldn't that be the district attorney?
Well, prosecuted for what?
No.
What? So, okay. Who's leading it?
So
who lead that charge?
Well, Pam Blondie, the attorney general, is leading it. Here's the problem. No, hold on a second. This is where I'm gonna give the Republicans their just due and respect.
Right.
President Trump said that when he got reelected, basically he was gonna hold everybody accountable. That's what he was saying. That's what Janelle Quino. That's why Janelle Quino and Mark Block are so upset about this, and they're right because of all the things a politician makes promises on. If you sex traffic underage girls, I don't care what color. If you sex traffic underage girls, they're coming for you.
I'm sorry.
You ain't getting out of that.
They like to call them young women, not girls. We don't use girls anymore.
Yes, we do. We say underage girls because that's what they say on TV.
Underage girls. Yeah.
Underage girls.
I heard a few of them say young women.
No, that's some of them were. Janelle, you are 18 and 19.
Mark Block come on the show.
But also let me be clear that
those are young women.
That's
but
because
a 13-year-old, that's a little girl.
Yeah, but they've
any other girl dads. Look, any other girl dads on the podcast? Boom.
Hey, I'm just saying what the people say. They said.
I heard what they said.
But Deuce isn't wrong.
Here's the
Give me a second. Let me say this. The reason why Deuce isn't wrong is because there was legislation drafted and it started from a case out in Utah where they tried to reduce the actual age down to 14, and start calling them young women
for purposes of marriage.
So,
yes,
in America, a lot of times women have accused men of doing things wrong. Sometimes the accusations were correct, sometimes they were not. In this particular situation with Epstein, it strongly appears that these young women or young girls were sex trafficked. Jeffrey Epstein was going to tell the whole story. Somehow mysteriously he dies. And then all these other people were involved. Now, they went to the island, and that was kind of after he had caught the case in Florida. So when the Republicans who helped get President Trump reelected, and I'm going to guess that maybe Janelle and Mark Block are these people, maybe, I'm just guessing. Of all the things that the politician Donald Trump said he was going to do, this Epstein situation was serious. And people wanted to know who did these horrific things other than Epstein with these underage women or young girls. And if they did it and they go to court and they're convicted, but they want all of those names out. Don't be piecemealing me 2 or 3 names at a time to make me feel good, and then, you know, maybe this will die away. No, the Democrats and the Republicans want even the podcasters on the far left and the far right who never agree on anything said release everything.
I feel like every person named knows their day is coming.
yeah,
That's the way I feel. Like, and I know we want swift justice, but look, the government never builds a case swiftly when they're looking for a conviction. When they're looking for a conviction, they build that thing slow and steady. Because look up, one of y'all type up the federal government's conviction records. It's high 90s.
High 90s, yeah.
And it's high 90s for a reason. Because they're going to build a stack like this. And you know how many they need you to cop to? Just one.
Just one.
That was before these people were in.
No.
Who's the head of the FBI now? What's his name? Cash Patel.
Yeah. See, this may
you trust Cash Patel to lead the investigation. You trust Cash Patel to do a thorough investigation.
Wait a minute. Hey, Deuce. Now look, on that point, I think you're right. But here's the problem that Cash Patel and Dan Bongino.
He's gone.
He's gone.
I'm sorry, he's gone.
He's already gone.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
But here's the problem for Cash Patel. When you have Republicans working with Democrats to get all those names released, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You got a big problem. And this is supposed to have gone away. But when Prince Andrew, this is when I knew something was in the bag. When Prince Andrew couldn't escape his, as I call it, his level of sophistication, he wasn't able to get out of this. The royal family of England couldn't get you out of this. Hell, Prince Andrew, you could have gone and killed 6 black men in America and got out of that. But you couldn't get out of this? I said, oh, this is bad. They're taking this title from him. They're making him move to a lesser castle. And the servants at the lesser castle are like, we don't want to serve you. And they treat him like a black person.
And not just that, but they are making him take on their actual original name.
Yeah, they're treating him like a black American. I can't believe it. I'm appalled. Even I'm hurt for Andrew.
You know, I'm just saying. I'm looking at transcripts from when Pam Bundy did a Q&A with Congress. I don't even call it
a performative measure.
Yeah. She said when they were asking about Trump and a lot of the redaction, whose name is under the redacted lines, Pam said, I find it interesting that she, being Zoe from California, I find it interesting she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. So when you have like your group, your flunkies that think of you in that manner, they are not going to act to try to do anything to take down Trump or jeopardize him. I mean, that's his crew, that's his people.
No, Deuce, hold on, Deuce. I agree with you on that point. I agree with you on that, Deuce. But I keep saying this.
That's not Epstein.
Hold
I'm
on,
listening.
that's
the
true.
distraction.
So wait a minute.
That's
I
the
told you. I
Epstein
said,
distraction.
but I told you. I said I think Janelle and Mark Block. I think they're Republicans. So I'm not surprised of them saying this to support the president they voted for. I don't have a problem with that because I'm looking at it issue by issue. But if they think, if Kash Patel thinks that this is going to go away, it's going to haunt his administration. Because what happens one day? Here's the biggest problem. What happens? Okay, so Janelle said she didn't vote for him or whatever. I don't really trust any politician. Okay, fair enough. They're all self-serving. You may go into waiting to. Okay, fair enough, Janelle. What's going to happen is what happens when he leaves office? Because I told you he was leaving office in 28. What happens then if a Democrat gets in there and says, let all the files out, let all the names out, and then Trump's name.
That's my chicken scratch. Y'all probably can't see that.
Okay.
Trump's about to write a lifelong
He
pardon.
beat me to the punch. But hold on. So he's going to pardon himself before he leaves? You may be right, Deuce. You may be right.
Yeah, and his people, his crew.
Yeah, you may be right, and you have the last word on that. Yeah. But this is not going away.
Deuce, why don't you we haven't even heard from Bill yet. Bill got some stuff to say.
No, Bill and his wife.
Right. You gotta let I mean, when this thing is huge, millions and millions and millions and millions of documents. You gotta let this thing slow cook. You gotta put this thing in the slow cooker, and you're gonna smell it later this year. You're gonna smell it in the fall.
Look, Mark
Block. You're gonna smell the slow cooker in the fall.
Look, Mark Block and Janelle. Here's the thing: when they want all those names released and you let all those files out, what you're going to see is not just the names of the politicians and the business people, but you're going to see the language, and you're going to see some language that would be considered, if it was aimed at Black people, would be considered racist. But you're going to see some names aimed at Gentiles. You're going to see how certain people of one particular minority group, ethnic group, was talking to the same people in their group, and how they were talking about people outside of their group. Oh, all that's going to come out. You don't really want all that out. You really, because some of that's out already now.
Yeah, you want to control burn.
Yeah. This is not going to be. Some people. Someone said, "Well, Richard, do you really think that President Trump was caught up with those young girls?" I don't think he was, but he knew who was.
Here we go. Okay, I heard that with OJ. I don't think he killed him, but he knows who did kill him.
Right.
I've seen that movie before.
And then OJ come out and write the book.
Huh?
I didn't kill him.
Did it.
But if I did it, this is how I would have done it.
This is how I would do it.
We're gonna keep this show
exactly
going.
how it was done.
Mr. Glass, can we please have a certain criteria for this show? There's no comment or reference to OJ or Orenthal James. Because we'll lose all these people you built up. The minute you say his name, they're gone. Don't bring up his name.
Rich, I got something for you, because you said you don't think he was part of it. And we don't know. We don't know for sure.
I don't
know.
But
wait, we don't know who was part of it.
Trump.
I mean, no, not part of it. That he
engaged in any act.
That he diddled young women and underage girls.
God, okay.
We don't know that
below
part,
18.
right? But
below 18.
Lynn and Glass, y'all are fathers of
We're girl dads.
Y'all are girl dads. Thank you.
Girl dads.
Have you ever talked about your daughter? Have you ever talked about your daughter's breasts?
No.
How you want?
You ain't even got to finish that.
Oh,
You ain't
okay.
even got to finish that.
Have you ever said
Yeah,
if that wasn't your daughter, what you would do to her?
No.
I'm just gonna stop it there. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
So I just want to remind everybody that in a conversation from MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she did say Trump told her that if these files were released, it would hurt his friends. So I just want to remind that she went on record saying that.
Yeah.
She got ran out of office,
Yeah.
She's scorched earth now. They can easily write that off as her being bitter.
Sure.
No.
And even if we wrote it off as that, she still said it, so it's still out there. And so I do want to go back a little bit and talk about the comparison of treating people fairly, right? That I have to treat the Trump stuff the same as I treat black men. The saying of black men, right? So I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree with fairness of treatment, especially when it comes to nuance or of sayings. But what I will say is, when it comes to our white brothers and sisters and the exoneration rate, they come nowhere near ours. So in all fairness, I have to continue to say factually that we have a president who's a felon. And so Americans elected a felon,
So,
a twice impeached felon.
so
And I'm saying that the reason why I'm saying that, hold on. The reason why I'm saying that is because you can't compare apples to oranges. This ain't even apples to oranges, but I'll just use apples to oranges, right? Even if a black man spent 30 to 40 years in jail, but was eventually exonerated, the fact is, at the end of that, he was exonerated. There are no exonerations for the current president. This is a fact. At the state level, he was convicted of 34. I don't know what happened to dudes he was eating, and then he dipped set on us. He was convicted 34 times. And so if you have a person who is committed to acting in a felonious manner, why do we not think that he's going to do felonious things in the future?
I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna bring this home to you. I want everybody on this podcast to hear this because I don't lie about anything. So I was elected president, and they hated that I got elected president because they said I have a felony and that I shouldn't lead the union. So when you talk about a person with a felony record, well, hold on. I know a lot of black men who have felonies and misdemeanors. I'm one of them, and I got elected to the union. I didn't do anything wrong. So when a person makes a mistake, and I got convicted wrongly in court over a situation, but people say we don't care about that. You got convicted, even though the cops racially profiled me. At the end of the day, they said you still a felon, an ex-felon. Mm-hmm. So a part of me, when Trump says, well, hey, that puts me in kind of in a group of a lot of other black men about having a criminal record, he's right.
He's not.
No. Well, I tell you what.
Absolutely not.
No.
He's not. Because a lot, I'd like to see.
That's why his black vote went up so dramatically. No Republican had won that many black voters since, oh gosh, when was it? I mean, we have to go way back many, many, many years ago. So I know what I'm saying is factual. And I never believed that the court in Georgia, that case got thrown out. 34 counts were overinflating his, allegedly overinflating his business record.
It's not alleged anymore.
Yeah. Okay. That's going to get thrown out. Just wait and see.
No.
Okay.
No,
it's at the state level.
No. And Richard, let me ask you this. Richard,
that is in the appeals court at the state level in the state of New York. When that gets thrown out, don't come back and say, well, I guess you were right. You just watch.
No.
Just watch. Watch. I guarantee you, at the end of the day, he'll beat the Georgia thing. That's got thrown out. He'll beat that 34. Now that E. Jean Carroll, I don't know about that one.
Out?
I don't know about that one.
Why?
Because that's a little trickier.
Why?
Because because when I look at each situation differently. With that one, I feel that my heart's telling me, I don't have no facts on this. My heart's saying that's a little trickier.
Is your heart telling you he did it?
No.
So your heart is telling you he didn't do that?
No. Now, if you're saying, has he had a lot of relationships with different women? Sure, he has.
That's not even that's not
Didn't she accuse him? Didn't she accuse him of raping her?
Yes.
I don't believe that at all.
Sexual assault.
I don't believe it.
Okay. And listen, Richard, that's your choice.
Right.
But
the court found guilty.
But here's the thing.
Civilly, he was found guilty.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I have to evaluate people regularly. So I evaluate people based on their behavior. First, their words second. That's why when people try to defend him and say, oh, he's not a racist, ask yourself, does this man behave like a racist? And the answer is clear. Yes. Does this man, through his actions and his words, behave like someone who would commit sexual assault when he's telling you he's grabbing women by their genitalia?
Listen,
it's clear.
I'm gonna say this racially to Mark Block. All the times I've defended black men who've been accused of raping women, I defended P. Diddy, I defended Bill Cosby, and I stayed consistent because I believe in calling it the way I see it.
Yes,
I'm calling it the same way for Donald Trump.
Did P.
Diddy? I believe that man was
say, grab him by the, you know what?
Right, I was in the locker room. Right. No,
right.
I'm not disputing that. But I'm not disputing that.
Did Bill say that?
Hold on a second. What I'm disputing is that he raped E. Jean Carroll. I do not believe that.
Oh, no, but so that's not a dispute. Listen. I gave you my belief.
Right.
You gave me yours, but there's no dispute.
But hold on. I want people
to listen. You know why there's no dispute? Because you're not going to move me from my belief.
No,
I'm not even going to attempt to move you from yours.
But I want the people on this panel, white, black, Puerto Rican, Jew, whoever. What I want people on this podcast to see is when I've defended black men who I thought were being racially prosecuted, because I didn't think they did that stuff, not in every case. I am now defending President Trump because I believe on the E. Jean Carroll, he did not do those things. So I'm staying consistent. Just because a woman screams rape doesn't mean that she was raped. Again, when I'm showing my Black history in Black History Month, when my great-grand-uncle was lynched because they said he raped a white woman on July 10th, 1897, Erastus Brown was lynched. I'm coming from that. I'm also coming from Emmett Till. They said he looked at the white woman wrong. He got up out of here. I'm going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. The black man went on the elevator with the white women. Allegedly, he did something to her. They burnt down all the black Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I want the whites and the non-whites on here to see that I'm being consistent. That on a case-by-case situation, every time a woman screams rape, it's not always rape. Because if she screams rape against a black man, I'm quick to defend her because, quote, I look black. But when I defend a white man for the same thing, now I'm out of pocket. I shouldn't do that.
Not at all.
Listen. I don't care what color he is. Like I said, I'm evaluating his behavior and his language. And with those two things, is it a leap for me to say he did it? Listen, Bill Cosby raped a woman at my alma mater. And when he was doing that backroom deal, the thing that was sealed, he admitted it. He admitted that he did the deed.
That he raped her?
Yes.
He said in his signed deposition.
He admitted that he drugged her and had sex with her. That is sexual assault.
It is.
And he did it. Listen, he did it in Philly. So guess what? Once again, this is where I always ask you to do, Richard. I'm from Philly. And Philly streets talk to me.
I'm listening.
And before he ever went anywhere near jail, the streets was telling me what Bill was doing there. Because he lives in Connecticut. Right. But he was doing his dirt in Philly. And everybody knew it. The streets was talking about Bill way before he got convicted. He was convicted by the court of public street opinion before he ever ended up in a jail cell.
So so I know we don't want to go into this into a too deep conversation. So when we say sexual assault and rape, when I hear rape, that means a man grabs a woman, pulled her clothes off, and raped her. But to some people, if you drug a woman and have sex and she's passed out, then they say that's rape. That's a form of rape too. Yeah. So I think a lot of times when we talk about this sexual assault and rape, if you drug a woman to where you don't have to rip her clothes off, you just help her take her clothes off, but she's under drugs. So she's taking her clothes off, but she's not really in
once you have eliminated her ability to consent, you are now in rape country. Now let me ask you this. Richard, describe a kidnapping to me.
I don't know about kidnapping.
Okay. Now let me give you a real simple one.
Okay.
If I were to teleport into your room right now and I had a gun that you could see, guess what I have just done to you? I've kidnapped you. That's where OJ did 9 years in Vegas. He was in the room with people who had guns trying to get his stuff back.
So
he didn't have a gun.
We're not. I asked Mr. Glass for us to not talk about
the Orenthal.
Listen, we can argue about Trump, President Trump.
I was just giving you a
argue about Cosby. OJ, we don't.
I was just giving you an easy definition.
So
soon as I step into the room, soon as I step into your room, Richard, and I have a gun, I have unlawfully detained you. I have kidnapped you.
So here's what I'll say. Mark Block is saying about rap music. Anyone who listens to rap music goes to bars with their buddies and say to friends, and I'm gonna go home with that woman and stuff, blah blah blah. He makes a great point about the derogatory, a lot of derogatory statements in rap music. That's a great point. Second thing with Janelle, Trump related to his crimes as a black man being wrongfully accused. Forgive me, but I don't think that's the same. No, it's not the same, but it's very relevant because a lot of times when people come on this show and they watch us, they'll see us defend black men on crimes that we feel they didn't do, that they're being racially prosecuted for, and they don't have a great chance to win in court because of the color of their skin, and history shows us that. So when I defend President Trump and I'm saying that these charges were politically motivated charges, I stand behind that.
But what if they're true?
I don't think they were.
Everybody on this panel has a truth. Richard, I guarantee you know something about someone in your life that if it came to light, it would bury them.
Right. Well, right. So
the truth matters.
So when you made that comment about Cosby and it was out on the streets of Philadelphia, if you noticed, I got quiet. I didn't say nothing.
Oh.
So when you tell me that type of information, then I'll fall back. I said, okay, I'll let it go. Because I think they were going after him. If there was,
because he was trying to buy NBC.
Well, if there were 30 or 40 women that he did this stuff to, maybe 2 or 3 he really sexually assaulted. The rest was going to follow suit with him. That's why when Tyson went to prison for that girl, I said he never raped her. But now those other girls he may have had some situations with. That's why he went to prison, because he got away with it with those other women. But to get back to this situation, here's where and I try to be a fair shooter. I try to defend our community when we're right, and then when we're wrong, then we're wrong. So my question is to Mark Block and to Janelle. Last week, that situation with that video that Trump forwarded, that tweet, and he didn't watch it all the way through to the very end, where it had Michelle and Barack's face on those apes. Now, I'm not going to say
he did it. He forwarded it.
He forwarded it. Yeah, it was a tweet that was sent to him, and then he didn't look through the whole tweet video, and then he put it out on his Truth Social.
Because I heard it was an intern.
The intern sent it to him, or one of the staff sent it to him. He claimed he looked at it just for the first 30 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever, and then he put it up on his Truth Social. Then he pulled it down because about a backlash from Democrats and Republicans. Him putting the face of Michelle and Barack, I'm not saying that makes him a racist, but that's a racist character that he reduced them to. That the person, not him, but the person who created that video, the person who created that video. So to me, as a black person, what I knew it was you put all these different people's faces on these different bodies, but towards the end, you throw Michelle and Barack's face on these apes. Now that was some slick shit. Slick. And then he said, well, I didn't do anything wrong. President Trump, you're wrong on that. When you have to make the black senator from South Carolina say, That's when you put his back against the wall to where he couldn't come out of this, where he had to say, that's wrong. That's wrong. And to all the, quote, white Congress people who said, President Trump, you have to apologize for this. This is wrong. You can't do this. Kudos to them. That was a racist caricature of Michelle and Barack by the staffer. My thing is, President Trump, you wouldn't have put that on Truth Social if you hadn't watched that whole video. Listen to this. So when they said that,
he would have put it on whether or not he watched the whole.
Check this out.
Let's be honest.
How many credits are you away from your law degree?
I didn't go to law school.
I know, but you should go because you got a job in D.C.
You know what? What you walked in about me?
I can see you at the podium now.
You know what?
He would have never forwarded that had he watched the entire video.
But check this out.
Hey, hold on. Let me say
look,
this.
Look, that was the money shot of that video.
Yeah.
Well,
now,
no, it was at the end. But here's
that's the money shot, though.
Hold on. Here's the funny thing. Could you imagine them doing that same video and then at the end putting something anti-Semitic at the very end? You think he would have watched that whole video to see that? See,
he watched the whole video.
I believe he watched it more than once.
Yeah, and it was funny to him. Like, make no mistake, first off,
and I'm powerful enough to do this and nothing, but that's shooting people on Fifth Avenue. Ain't nothing going to happen.
No, it was
on brand.
Let me state this, and if I need to, I'll go and pull it up. He stated that it was him, right? It wasn't a staffer because there were calls to have the staffer fired.
Yeah, they're going to fire a human being over this.
Yeah, they couldn't find anybody that would take the heat for it, so he came out, right, and he owned up to it, but he wouldn't apologize for it.
He owned up to it. He actually did the video himself.
Yeah, he quote unquote truthed it, right? He put it back out.
Yeah, he put it out, but he didn't create the video, did he?
No, he didn't create it. No, he doesn't know how to use. And this isn't talking about his IQ or anything. I just don't think he has the actual aptitude to use AI or computers in that fashion, right? That's all I'm saying, right? And it's no diss to his intelligence level because there's a lot of things.
Anytime you're the president of an organization, someone sends you something, and then you decide to post it on your social media site, you better run through that whole video.
Well, yeah,
Richard, he did.
He
That's
did.
The part you don't want to accept.
This wasn't.
Look, you get all the way to the 2-yard line,
and you fumbled it.
No,
he did. He knew what he was putting out, and this is the part that I will, have to agree with Janelle on. Hey, hello again, Janelle. By the way, hope you had a good day at work too. I was talking to Maya. Long story. Got it. It's funny to me. You should ask her what I say should happen at work, but. He put it out there on purpose. He's the worst polling president in American history at this point. The midterms, he's already trying, and I don't even want to say him directly because he's not the only one that's at risk of losing a lot at this point, right? It's Stephen Miller, it's Pam Bondi, it's Scott Bessent, it's Lutnick, it's his whole cabinet. They're all in trouble, and they know it. Agreed. So anything they can do to begin to actually get some form of support, to incite some type of violence, some type of rage, some type of foolish emotion, that's where he's about to start playing. He did that on purpose. He did it on purpose because he doesn't have a base that's supporting him enough. He can't even put his name on anybody that's running right now. They're a definitive loss at the midterms. Nobody wants to support what he's doing. He's dropped because of Mr. Petty as well as Renee. He's lost because of ICE actions. He's lost because of the inability of his administration to actually answer questions in front of Congress and not make it look like a third grade playground in our political system.
But you know what? I'm not going to disagree with nothing you said. His biggest problem, because everything you say can, the Democrats can take it from one direction, the Republicans can take it from another direction. The only thing that he cannot get out of is that Epstein situation. And that's why it won't go away, because that's really the only thing, other than maybe the healthcare, people getting their healthcare credits extended. This Epstein has got these politicians working together when they can't stand each other. And all these names in these files, instead of just releasing, because as they keep saying on TV, the judge put it out, or there was a law, or the judge put it out that you have to release all the names. You just can't release a few of the names. You got to release it all, and you can still redact the victims' names, right? But you got to release all the names of the people who were involved in those emails, who were going to those islands talking to Jeff. You got to release it all, and this is not going to go away. Now, once all of those names are released, and you can look through all the emails and see how they're talking. Because you know what happens. See, this is an easygoing show. Candace Owens, when she gets all 6,000 or 10,000 pages, her and her staff, along with Tucker Carlson and his staff, and Joe Rogan and his staff. And they're not going to probably use AI to go through everything, but they probably will have AI help. They're going to go through page by page until they get it all detailed out. And then when they come talking, because Candace Owens ain't backing up from nobody. Somehow she's still alive.
She got to be in her husband,
But she's over in England, I think. So she better stay over there. Come back.
And so we will end up going through some of the Epstein files also, just at a later date. I'm waiting for a few things to pan out, but I'll grab a few and start doing some reading on them like we did Project 2025.
You gonna grab a stack?
Say again?
You gonna grab a stack?
I am. I'm gonna hop on and grab them, and then I'll start reading them
also.
also.
What you could do is maybe once I'm done with all this, because I have this situation coming next week.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to wait for stuff to.
Once I get one of those big old caseloads, you can just put in there, look for keywords. Girls, and that's gonna probably flag, I don't know, 1,000,000 times. I don't know, but every time these people were talking, look, they had. Listen to this. When Deuce was talking about give us a name, they had a name of a powerful billionaire who's the brother of the guy who runs worldwide motorsports, and they're over in the United Arab Emirates. See, now you ain't running those Muslims out of their position. When you go and try to attack them, okay, gonna be some pushback. They're not leaving, and that's just a high level name, a name that's almost as powerful as Prince Andrew. Now, he got ran. And you know what? I kind of feel for Prince Andrew. I've been told my whole life I'm better than everyone else on this green earth, other than my family. And now you telling me with some American girls I lose my spot? Are you kidding me?
That's a Paul Mooney for you. Hey, right on for the gas.
I'd be heated, because you know that people in his family probably knew what he was doing all along, and they were cool with it.
Oh, absolutely.
They didn't care.
They probably hosted some. But with that being said,
hold on, eyes wide shut. Hold on, Mr. Kubrick. Hold on, Mr. Kubrick.
Well, listen, don't discount the fact that one of the prominent people that is pictured with him, she committed suicide last year.
Yeah.
Oh, Virginia Guthrie.
Yeah. She left us.
So she was the number one victim. She committed suicide. Yep. Jeffrey Epstein, you know what? See, y'all make fun of me about this CIA and on how they move and groove. Okay. All right. Okay. So every time somebody can really come out and shed light, they're gone. They all of a sudden.
No, she shedded all the light that she could shed.
Then why
she also, listen, her testimony put Ghislaine in jail.
That's probably why she's gone.
Huh?
That's probably why Virginia Guthrie allegedly killed herself. I don't
So
know.
why hasn't somebody just killed Ghislaine Maxwell? If that's all you got to do.
Let me tell you something.
But if she commits suicide, we got her.
No. Hold on.
CIA got her.
When President Trump pardons her from jail, I give her 3 years.
Well, what if she says the right stuff for President Trump?
I don't care. She's gone. She's probably safer in jail than she would be out living her life as a free person.
Not in that low security place.
Now she's in the federal penitentiary. She's just fine.
No, but it's low.
Hey.
Low. It ain't even orange is the new black. It's low.
Yeah.
Low.
Yeah, exactly.
Look.
It's in Texas too, which is shocking.
Yeah.
When she gets pardoned from Trump, I give her 3 years. No more than 10, but 3. She's gone.
Suicide or non-suicide?
Heart attack.
Okay.
Because remember, the CIA, there's a drug that they can shoot you up with that makes it look like you had a natural heart attack. See, when you watch all these crazy shows on TV and think, the shows are telling you, this is how they get down. Now we're entertaining you, but you better keep your ass in line.
Yeah.
So
we gotta get around the horn. I got a lot of work I got to get to tomorrow. The kiddos have to get enrolled in school. I got to get that done so they can start Tuesday. Yeah, it's a lot going on. We'll talk backstage in a second here, gents. But until then, let's get around the horn real quick. It's getting late. Rich, you up first.
Listen, I'm glad to be part of the show. Today's February 11th, 2026. I love our conversations. I'm happy that we have people who don't look like us commenting. We have Democrats and Republicans communicating back and forth, and I think that's fantastic for our country. We do it in a peaceful, non-violent. Normally, 9 out of 10 times we do it respectfully, and I think that's a great start for our country. Thank you very much.
I can dig it. Lynn.
Yo.
You up.
I tell you, I've enjoyed the show this evening. And I just would ask for the opening of minds to consider more possibilities, the pursuit of facts versus feelings. I think is critical in times like these, because these are all teachable moments in my mind, in my eyes, where we keep coming down on the side on what we believe and what we don't believe, based mostly off of how we feel about a person or a situation, versus strip down that part, put that to the side, and just look at the facts. Look at the behavior. Look at the language. And then, come to what I like to call a logical conclusion. Regardless, I have friends that have done dirt, and I've never been afraid to tell them what you did was wrong. I love you. You my boy, but that was wrong. And I think that just makes everybody get along a little better in life. I think it causes less conflict when we can just take the emotion and the feeling out, and let's just look at the facts. Let the facts rise up off the page, and stop doing all this interpretation and reaching negative conclusions with no facts, because that's what we do as a rule, in my opinion. That's all I got.
I can dig it. I don't have much today. Today was a hell of a day. Had a lot going on today. And then I'm dealing with allergies, right? So yeah. I'm looking at this. Next time I'll send you all the new bills that Trump has passed to help. Hey, I'd love to. Yeah, we'll definitely jump into that with you, Mark. That'd be great. Because we again, it's not always about how you, and Lynn was saying this, it's not always about how you feel about a person. It's about the facts that can support your feelings a lot of times as well. And even if the facts don't support your feelings, you should err on the side of being factual and understand the difference between those two sides, right? Um, our country is in a very interesting point in history, and we are going to see within the next 10, 15 years this be written about and kids learning about this in books. And the reason why I love the internet right now is I've said this before. Look, we a lot of times we are dealing with the descendants of people whose grandparents were pictured in postcards of hangings. And to think that we've gotten away from that attitude, and then I actually line that up to where we are right now in Americans' history, and I'm like, man, what has actually changed? If they could, they would. As a matter of fact, there are some that have. And there's always the story where we don't always know what happened. We don't have the full story. Well, we have the full story of what's going down right now. We're living this historical moment, and people still have the notion to actually be poised and posted in postcards at modern day lynchings. Our moral deposits in America, and I generally don't talk like this to say this much, but what I will say, and I'll end this here, is for those of us and you all who do believe in a supreme being and in a deity, I hope y'all start praying. And I hope you start praying for the moral character and upbuilding of this nation. Because it's taken a sharp turn and it's not in the right fashion. Stevie Wonder has a song that says, "Love is in need of love."
Today.
Thank you, Lynn. You beat me to it. I wanted it to be a cliffhanger.
Okay. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. And there are no truer words ever spoken. No truer words ever spoken. Love is in need of love today. America, this hatred has to come to some type of we've got to reel it back in. We've got to reel it back in. When neighbors can no longer talk to or converse with neighbors, and family members can no longer converse with family members, or even go and simply sit down and eat, that's an issue. I love this podcast because we have the fortitude to not have to believe everything the other person says, but have the wherewithal to at least hear each other out and have a discussion and eventually laugh about something that goes along with it. And America needs more of that. It needs a lot more of that. So that will conclude our show tonight. And make sure you like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about us. We're trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Listen, I am a stay-at-home dad now. I'm a retired vet. So I don't want to just get myself paid. We got everybody on here has bills. And we're taking time out to be here with you all. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If you don't want to donate to the race, that's fine. But try and get YouTube to pay us. We with that. I'll take that from YouTube every day, all day. We're over halfway there. We're over halfway to 500, as well as the other goals that YouTube is looking at us to have. So I want one of them plaques. I want one of those plaques. So yeah. With that being said, as always, I appreciate the panel. I appreciate everybody's input. Yeah, Daddy Daycare for sure. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to hang out with us tonight. And for that, we greatly appreciate that. So God bless and good night.
Good night.